Without music, the world would be dead. That means there would be no life, no matter what kind of music.
Someone told me!
So I'm Marie Lausier, and I'm a filmmaker, but I also come from fine arts, where I started with paintings in New York, where I lived for 25 years. I never put boundaries on what should be documentary, what should be experimental, what should be fiction. I think cinema is cinema, it's film. I think it has to be the vision of your imagery in your head. It's like a large playground where you bring the people. I observe how they walk, how they move, how they talk. And so they represent characters for me that I put in the films.
I've been alone with me inside my head.
I never go to someone to say I want to film you or make a film on you. It's just life takes time, but it feels natural. You know when there's something to film and someone is in your life and stepping in, and then it takes years for me.
Well, you know how it is. You fall madly in love with somebody, hopefully, at least once in your life, and there's this moment where you just want to consume each other. You just say, oh God, I just want to eat you up. I just want to just take you and just swallow you up, and just you and me just be one fabulous moment of being in love and not be individuals anymore. That sort of feeling, we had that so strongly that we felt we wanted to pursue that, not just talk about it, but live it.
I knew nothing about Genesis Peerage, and I knew nothing about Throbbing Gristle, Psychic TV. They're two bands, or mythical bands, because they invented industrial music way before techno was even alive. But I stepped on the foot of Genesis in an opening in New York City. The next day, I had seen a concert of hers where she was reciting poetry, and I loved her voice. And when I met, she was like, oh, no problem, do you want to come to my home? And I said, sure. And when I came, her and Lady J were looking alike a lot in the way of dressing and their hairdo and everything. And they said, I think it's you who has to film us, and we're going on a tour for 10 days in Europe, and you have to come. What started to be 1 week became 7 years of filming. First, I thought it would be a musical film, but very fast I saw the love story, which was much more interesting to me. And that's how I discovered the artwork, the music, the collage, and then the collage of the body, which is very close to the way I was filming also. I lived in New York, and I used to bring French cinema to Mexico City to a festival called Distrital, which doesn't exist anymore. And I met Cassandro, and he said, come look at how we dress and da-da-da. And it was in Mexico City, and then he said, let's meet again. And I used to go often. So then we met again, and he invited me to Texas, El Paso, where he lives. And I started filming, and then it took 7 years. You never know what happens to a person you film in such an extreme situation linked to the body and the end of a body also.
My 3 teeth. I bought my teeth 3 times.
All right.
There's no team, it's me alone, so it's very intimate. So there's no distraction, and since I also film with the 16mm, the Bolex, there's no sound recording at the same time. So there's something about the fact that you don't record the voice at the same time than the image that allows the person to be very open, because they don't feel like whatever they say is recorded as well.
Oh, baby.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
I love you.
That.
In every kind of cinema, you have to be very strong anyway, because you have to fight against what's imposed and to keep your freedom and to keep your vision and to keep an aesthetic of making, a certain way of thinking, which is an ethic of making, living, and being, and that you have to protect it to be untouched.
Bonjour, Jacques. Bonjour, Félix. Jacques, we should grow backwards. Yes, we should die as babies. Until then, I hope we don't lose our voices, so we can scream at the end.
It's a beautiful thing for me in the movies, the costumes, and the fact of also it's very camp to, it goes in that cinema of transgression where you transform. And transformation is for me the key of my cinema. So there is a very strong part of the body, very close focus on how the body moves, how the body transforms, how the body is scarred, how it's animated, tattooed, transformed, makeup. So it's a lot about the body where, of course, the idea of femininity, masculinity, and transformation between animal and anything we want is possible. And I think cinemas for me is there.
Saturn is in the night sky. A freezing ring of fear.